So a lot of people are asking when we will have baby number 2. I have such crazy OCD that it's like...
And standards.
Yeah, there's like standards. So it's like someone else's clean may not be my standard of clean. So that's why. But literally the day Chevy was born, look at my little baby. You got little Mickey overalls? You're so cute. Howdy there, partners.
What's up?
Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because it has been a highly requested video to do a new parent Q&A. We've got our little one on the bouncer here because this boy, yeah, he's cheerleading right now because this boy does not like to take naps during the day. Well, he does, but they're like speed naps, like literally 15 to 20 minutes tops, but that's okay, we'll take it because he is such a good sleeper through the night, so it's like one or the other. But that's also the challenge for us now, to be able to film videos together, like sit down videos, because the struggle's been real. And he talks a lot. He's in his talking stage, and this boy has some vocal cords, mama. Like, he be talking up a storm, so you guys are gonna probably hear him a lot. We have so many questions from you guys, so I actually screen recorded it, and we have literally hundreds, if not thousands of questions, and we're gonna try and get through as many as we can right now. We've also been planning to do a dedicated birth story video as well as our breastfeeding journey, and it's just been really hard to again get to film those videos because they are sit down, so either he has to be on our lap or just kind of like hanging out with us. But that one's going to be really exciting because our midwives want to film it with us. That's another thing that we have to meet with them, of course, you know, when it works for them and their schedule. So we will definitely try to get that done hopefully soon, now that the holidays are over. I feel like this one's going to be a long, juicy one, so grab your snacks and a drink. We've got ours here, the guava nectar from Kern's. Oh my god, this one is so good. And especially coming from Hawaii, if you know what pog is, it's passion orange guava. That's like our staple iconic juice in Hawaii. This is like the closest thing that I can get to it. I think you can get pog out here too, but it's probably like triple the price. Yeah. And this one you can get at most like supermarkets, huh?
I think so, yeah.
But this one is so bomb. If you haven't tried it, go get it. Let's cheers to the start of this video. How are you doing mentally? By the way, thank you for asking that, because I feel like that's like the most comforting thing when, you know, your friends and family check in on you, because you're going through such a life-changing journey that I feel like we forget about ourselves. So we just have to make sure to take care of ourselves first and each other. And it's so hard to say that for me, because I'm like, no matter what, my baby comes first. But everyone's been saying like, no, you have to put yourself first, because your baby is so dependent on you guys.
They need you to be good.
Yeah.
That way they could be good.
Which is so true. But it's like, especially a new parent, I feel like your first instinct is to put your baby first before anything. And so, you know, we try our best to not forget about ourselves, and, you know, we're just like, love on each other, love our baby, love our dogs, and all of that to me is self-care. Like, just being surrounded by so much love. And you guys know Eldon is the biggest support system I could have ever asked for. Like, literally, I couldn't have done this without him. Speaking of self-care, ladies, my girlies at Balesa and I are hosting a giveaway with all the vibes. And literally, all you have to do is click the link in my description, put in your email, and they will send you either a gift card or a free toy. They've got all kinds of fun stuff. This is my personal fave. This is the Pebble. Not only does it have one of those little suction guys, but it also has a vibrator. If y'all haven't tried the little suction ones, girl, I put one of my close friends on this guy, and she told me that it literally changed her entire life. Like, If you know, you know. Another one that's really fun is the demi one. It's so cute and tiny. It fits in your hand perfectly, comfortably. It's a super soft silicone. It's also very flexible. And if y'all like to get extra spicy, y'all have to try the Air Vibe. This is a dual stimulation, as you can see. They're also silent AF. Like, I don't know if I should say this, but you can literally do it anywhere and no one's gonna be hearing you like DJing down there. So not only do I love how silent they are, but they also come in this really discreet rechargeable case, which has come in clutch because you just never know who's going to be around, especially when you're traveling. So if y'all want the vibes, again, all you have to do is click the link in my description, put your email in. Literally everybody that enters the giveaway will win something. And ladies, don't forget, to love yourself is to care for yourself. Like, it shouldn't be a weird thing. I feel like so many people make it taboo to talk about, but girl, it's literally a way of life. I love that Bellesa is a woman-owned and ran by company, and not only do they embrace, but they celebrate our sexuality. So shout out to them for sponsoring this video. I love you guys so much, and I cannot wait for you guys to get your toys. I felt like this was a good question. How was it for the first 48 hours with a newborn? It's funny because like both of our minds just clicked and like unlocked that.
It was insane.
It was insane, honestly. Long story short, my birth took such a huge toll on my body, and I was basically like forced to be in bed. I couldn't even walk. Every time I would stand up, I couldn't even breathe. It was the weirdest thing. Like the air just wasn't coming up to my like mouth, like up my esophagus.
I have to like help like carry you to like go to the bathroom.
Oh my god. But on top of that and all the other obstacles, we were new parents. Like, we had no idea what to expect. We didn't know what to do, what was going to happen. Like everything hit us so fast. It was insane. Like, we didn't even sleep, so we were delirious. Like
zombie
mode more than ever in my life. Like, it was a crazy time. But now that we can like look back on it, like, I just cherish those days because they were so like special and like so fragile. And now I can't wait to do it again. Like, ask me that 3 months ago, I would have said hell no. But now I'm like, oh, I look forward to doing it again because now we know what to expect. We know how to care for a newborn. That was also another question that I seen a lot, was how has it been without having any help? And you guys know that we are from Hawaii, so all of our family is back home. We don't have grandma or grandpa around, but not to say like I would be dependent on them. It's just nice to know that there's help around, because at the end of the day, like, I'm very particular about everything. And even though I'm a new mom, even the way I'm learning or like how I want to do things, I have such crazy OCD that it's like,
and standards.
Yeah, there's like standards. So it's like someone else's clean may not be my standard of clean. So that's why anyone that ever comes over to my house, like, you can ask Kozo, every time he's like, I love coming over because I don't have to ever lift a finger. Like, Eldon washes his laundry, I do all the dishes. Like, it's so funny. But I'm just a very particular person. I get that from my grandma, my dad. But it's also a part of me is like, I never want to feel like someone's doing something for me. So I'm scared to ask for help. But Eldon always tells me, like, sometimes it's okay to get help or ask for help, you know? Like, you don't have to learn everything on your own or
bear all the weight.
Yeah. And again, like, I'm so grateful for everything you helped me with, because without you, like, I couldn't have done it. We have a little special guest. You wanted to make an appearance? He was talking so much, so hopefully you guys like heard us. I don't know how it's gonna sound, but this little one. So a lot of people are asking when we will have baby number 2. Touching back on the topic earlier, if you asked me this a few months ago, I would have said 1 and done, like, that's it. But my dad was an only child, and I'm just like so sad for him because he grew up in a very, very, very strict household. His parents were like, he literally wasn't able to do anything his entire like childhood. So it makes me so sad because I feel like if he had a sibling, at least like at least he has someone to experience that with. But I always knew that I wanted like at least 2 kids. And again, after birth, I was like, oh no, ma'am, I can't do this again. There's no way. But I've also felt in my heart that I've wanted to adopt a baby my whole life. So we'll see where our journey ends up going or how many kids we end up having. But as of right now, we're just tackling one thing at a time. Like literally we're taking it day by day. One of my close friends told me the days are long, but the years are short, and that makes me so sad. I don't want to like talk about it too much because I will literally start bawling my eyes out because I cannot believe this boy is already 3.5 months. Like it feels like I just gave birth yesterday. I just don't know where the time has flown. We just recently introduced these little toys to him and he loves them. He just loves staying busy and like doing stuff. Like he always just wants to be like hanging out or playing
Holding
with
on
his
something.
That's another thing that makes me so happy. Like I know this boy is going to be so intelligent. We've already been reading to him for a few months. Even if he's fussy, the minute we put him down and lay down next to us and start reading to him, he's locked into the book and he literally follows the pages. Like you can see his eyes looking from page to page. Like he is a smart little baby. He's a little genius baby. And I think you started the flashcards at like 6 or 7 weeks, huh?
Yeah.
Or was it even sooner than that?
Yeah, like a month and yeah, maybe around a month.
He is so engaged and he like
Studies it.
he studies
Yeah.
it. Like you can tell that he's like taking in all the information. So I can't wait to see how he is like as a toddler. Okay, this is the reality of mommy and daddy life now. It's gonna be just me probably for the rest of the video because Chevy was getting sleepy, so daddy had to go be with him. But I was seeing a lot of questions asking also about how the piggies are doing with Chevy, and honestly I didn't even know what to expect. I had no idea how they were gonna react, and they have been like the most loving and caring for him. Like they're always by his side. If he's in the swing, in the bouncer, wherever we are on the couch, like they're always right next to him, like protecting him. I forget what video I put the clip in, but literally the day Chevy was born, Maui's mommy instincts like clicked. Like it just kicked right in. I was laying in bed and Chevy was right next to me and there was kind of like swaddles around, and Maui literally came right up next to us and started like using her nose to push the blanket all on him and completely like wrapped him up. And I was so shook. I couldn't believe my eyes. Like I was like, there's no way she just did that. Like I was in such disbelief because I've never seen a dog do that before. So I took his swaddle back off to see if she would do it again, and she was just nuzzling him the whole time and wrapping him back in. I'll add the clip again so you guys can see it. I was like mind blown, and ever since then she is like a mommy to him and also just his protector. Another crazy thing that happened since the day he was born was she literally changed her bark. Like it is so low now and she sounds like way more mean and like aggressive, even though she's not. Like she's such a teddy bear, but she's also like her guard is up now. It's so crazy. Like anytime someone comes over or if there's someone at the front door, it's literally like a complete different dog. I've never heard that bark out of her ever, and now that's like her permanent bark. It's just very low and like very like masculine. It's crazy. Are you still exclusively breastfeeding? I am very, very fortunate and super happy to say that we are still breastfeeding. It has been a very long journey. Again, I will touch base with all the details in that video when we get a chance to film it. But we have gone through so many challenges and obstacles, and only recently have we finally made it out of like the painful stage. It literally was almost 3 months of just agonizing pain. Like it was, if you know, you know. Like in the beginning were the toughest days when, you know, I was having bloody nips, it was bruised, there was a lot of trauma in that area, and it was just toe curling pain. Like I would be screaming and crying, and it was so hard to get through. I still can't believe that I made it through that, because there's so many times that I wanted to give up, and that's why a lot of moms do, because it's hard. It's not only mentally draining and challenging, but physically it takes a huge toll on your body, and you're already recovering and healing from birth, and it's just like so many things going on. But again, I'm so grateful to have Eldon, because without him I wouldn't have been able to make it through. And he was just so supportive with every little step of the way, like literally everything, just like helping me position him, helping me latch him. We had a lot of challenges because he had a tongue and lip tie, so we had to get that procedure done. And then the recovery was so hard. Like it was so painful to see your baby in so much pain. And I feel like more than anything, the recovery was harder than the actual procedure. Eldon had to do it, because I couldn't even bear to think about doing that. But Eldon had to take his finger in coconut oil and then literally re-stretch the wound 6 times a day for 3 weeks. And oh, my poor little baby, that was hard. But we finally made it through the hardest times, and now it's kind of like smooth sailing. I do have a little pain on the right side, but for the most part, nothing compared to how it was. Like, dude, I didn't think that I was gonna make it through. And also with the help of our midwives, like both of us wouldn't have been able to get through it without their support. They're board certified lactation specialists, so they just have so much knowledge and experience. And they're also both mothers themselves, so they've been through everything, and they're able to really provide like not only comfort as moms, but also just like the knowledge and the experience for us. Like, oh man, they are incredible. I could write a whole book on just our midwives and how much they have truly made this journey so much better for us. Like, honestly, I wouldn't know what to do if I didn't have them. Like, they have given us 24-hour support. They always tell us, call us or text us for anything at any time. And I always feel bad when I ask them a question, because I don't want to like bother them. That's just how I am. Like, I hate feeling like I'm bugging people, but they're like, that's what we're here for, to help you guys. And they've just been, oh, truly the best ever. This one's a good one. How do you and Eldon divide the baby tasks? By the way, sorry for the lighting. I might have to turn on the light soon because it's getting dark. But I feel like we both do such a good job being like 50-50. And it's like all subconscious. Like, it's not like, oh, I did this so you did that, or you did this so I do that. We kind of just get each other. Like, if I see he change a diaper, then I'll do the next one. And then if he sees that I've done something, he'll take on the next one. Like, we just kind of work as a team, and that's what I've really loved about this journey. I already knew that we were good partners, but now more than ever I see like how good of a team we really make, and it just makes me so happy knowing like this is my person and my soulmate for the rest of my life. Like, we got this, we're in it together. What was your guys' biggest struggle as first-time parents? Ours was the sleep deprivation. Y'all, that couldn't be more real. And I don't know if that's kind of repetitive with like one of the other questions, but sleep was probably the biggest thing for us. Like, I feel like you can't even function if you're not, well rested. And so the first week, mostly out of, everything, the first week was definitely the hardest, because we had to wake baby every 2 hours to feed. And for the first 4 days I had no milk, and that alone was like causing me so much anxiety. Like, I was freaking out and panicking that I had no milk to feed my baby. And our midwives kept saying, don't worry, it's gonna come in. And then finally on day 4 it came in, but I was still feeding him every 2 hours. Like, when they're newborns, they're like, you guys have to wake him every 2 hours during the night. So I wasn't even sleeping, because by the time he was off, I would just let him nurse. And even though he wasn't like feeding, he was pacifying, and I wouldn't take him off. I would just leave him there. And by the time he would like unlatch, I wouldn't even be able to sleep, because it'd be like an hour or less later, I gotta wake up and feed him again. So it was like, thinking back, it was like such a Twilight Zone. I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing, Twilight Zone, but Twilight as in like, it was such a crazy time. Okay, daddy's back. I didn't realize how dark the footage was until I turned on the lights, so sorry about that. I think this is a good question. Were you scared or nervous to become parents, because it's such a change and huge responsibility?
A little bit, but I was ready for it, I think. Like,
You've been ready since the day you're born.
Like waiting And I don't know, like I wasn't. There's certain things to be scared and nervous about, but overall, I was ready and I kind of knew what we were getting into.
Yeah, I feel like the most scariest part was, again, being out here alone and not having the extra support if we needed it, and just knowing like, oh my God, it's just us and a baby. What are we gonna do? I think that aspect of it, but I wasn't scared at all. Like, I knew we were gonna make a good team. I knew we were gonna be the best parents that we could possibly be. But when it comes down to like just the thought of knowing it's just you and your baby, that's crazy. That's scary. And so far I think we've been doing a great job, but it would be nice to have all his cousins and family around, because, you know, back home, that's like the number one thing in Hawaii. We're so family oriented that that's all we know is like being around family.
Growing up with your cousins and just...
Well, not me personally, because I only have my sister and my brother. We have such a small family, but you have like huge family, which is obviously my family now. So every time we go home, we have so many people to see and spend time with. We also have tons of friends. So that part, it makes it like really sad. But then at the same time, we have so many friends here. We just haven't seen many of them since. We have brought him out a few times, but we try to keep him home as much as possible and not expose him out to the air, especially right now. Like, everyone's sick during the winter season. So, this girl said, I'm not asking a question. I want to tell you and Eldon, you're both the best parents anyone can be. That makes me like so emotional, because it's like, even though you guys only get to see a glimpse of our lives, and I wish I could film everything and bring you guys along, like, we can only do so much, especially as new parents. It's so hard to film and put everything, you know, out for the world, but that means so much to us, because at the end of the day, like, we know we're doing our best, and
we're trying to do the best that we can.
And we want Chevy to know that he has parents that will do anything for him. Did you ever think that you can love someone this much? And everybody tells us that before we had a kid, but until you have your baby like in your hands and in your arms, it is truly a feeling that you could never explain. Like,
you didn't think so, because like with the dogs, you thought like, oh my God, I love the dogs so much. Like, how could I love anything more? You probably like felt like, oh, it's gonna be like the equal amount of love, or like maybe a little bit more or whatever. But then...
well, it is like, it's so hard, because it's like, I would die for my dogs. I love my dogs more than anything in the world, but it's a different feeling when it's like a part of you, and it's like a part of us, and it's like half of you, half of me, literally. And it's so crazy, and it is truly the best feeling in the world. And I'm just like, it makes me wonder like why we didn't do it sooner. But that's also a very good topic to touch on, because it's like, we're in our 30s now, and I always said as a little girl, I'm like, if I ever become a mom, I want to be a young mom, and I'm gonna have kids like younger, so that I grow up with my kids. And although that sounds so fun and beautiful, now that we can reflect back, like, it just makes me so glad that we waited till our 30s, because we were truly able to like live out our 20s to the fullest, and like travel and experience things, and we were working really hard, and we just didn't have any time for a baby. Not like we had time now, we've always been really busy, but you make it work. I'm just so glad that we're now older and much more knowledgeable, and I'm just so glad that we waited, because now we, you know, are a little more settled down, and I would say more stable financially, and we have all those experiences to, you know, cherish forever. And now we get to just do things as a family, which isn't as easy as it was, but I'm grateful for that. Like, we got to do everything we wanted to do in our 20s. Well, as much as we could have.
As much as life allowed.
Yeah, as much as life allowed. But at the same time, I look forward to now doing it with our baby and bringing him on adventures. And
instead of like a club or a bar, it might be like
baby parks or kid parks,
Dave & Buster's or Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, which I love. Like, I'm so excited for that. I'm fully embracing it.
I can't wait to experience all
I know,
that with
me
him,
too.
Just try and give him the best childhood that he could have.
Yeah, it's just us three. Well, us five. I've also been seeing this question a lot. What is our must-haves for babies and new mothers? But I feel like we should do a
separate video.
Yeah, a separate video for that. That way we can go over like everything, because we watch so many videos that we've seen that people say, you know,
work for them.
Yeah, work for them and what they must have.
Or work for one child and maybe not the other one.
But then we got some of those items that may not work for us, or there's things that we found that we love that we really, really need. So we'll definitely do a video for that. I feel like we barely hit the icebreaker. Like there's so many questions, but I know this video is going to be really long. So if you guys want another part, like part 2, I have it screen recorded so we can always go back to these questions. But I think for the last question is, what is the biggest thing that you guys have both learned becoming parents?
Do you want to go first or do you want me to go?
I'll go first because this is something that you've already always had and something I've always admired about you and something I strive to have for the rest of my life. But patience, like that's the one thing that parenthood teaches you, is like you have no choice but to be patient. It's what I'm learning and teaching me. Yeah, because it's like you really don't have a choice. So you might as well embrace it and be better at it, because patience, I feel like, is the number one thing that a lot of people don't have. And it would make your life a lot more smoother if you can just be patient and let things happen at its speed rather than trying to like get everything done. I feel like that's mine.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think being supportive is very important, and just like, even though you might be tired, and just be there for the other person. When you might be tired, the other person might be a little bit more tired, and you helping them could mean so much more to that person, and just like vice versa. It's just like always be there to help and just like have that other person's back, because that's your partner and that's like who you're raising the baby with. Is like you just want to take care of everyone and just like make sure that you guys are supporting each other. Well,
yeah, and at the end of the day, like we both know all the challenges that we're going through together, and it's like when we lay down at night, I've got you and you've got me, and obviously our baby, but it's like that's it. Like we got each other, so we have to stay strong for each other. So for you, it's like strength. Like finding that strength that you didn't know you had. Even though you are like the strongest person I know in my life, but finding that deeper strength, because like
just push a little bit more and just give a little more. And it's always, I feel like it's always worth it just to put that extra effort in.
Eldon will still stay up really late and just get like 2 hours of sleep before he has to wake up for work, because he's helping me, and he's not like, oh, you do it yourself, you know, you're always there to support me. And I want you to know like how grateful I am, because it's like, you already know I wouldn't be able to do it without you, but all the little things that you do, even that extra diaper change. Hopefully some of this has given you guys a little comfort, maybe, because, you know, as other parents, knowing that they go through the same struggles is like,
you're not alone.
Yeah, like you're not alone. Like there's other people doing this, because you do tend to feel so lonely. It's like, it's us, but we also feel so alone at times, because it's like, wait, people really do this? People really have kids, and like
am I going crazy?
Yeah, like what the heck? It's a journey, but it's been the best journey of our lives, and I look forward to every milestone, every challenge, and everything with this precious boy, because not only do we have the love of our lives, but we have it together, you know.
And you won't get it back. Like all the hard times and everything, you gotta just think of the good times also, and just like how much joy he brings to us.
Yeah, it's true, because it's like the hard times are short-lived, you know, you're gonna get through it, and that's what all of our parent friends would tell us. Like you just have to really mentally stay strong out of anything, because physically, it's a lot of work, but I feel like mentally it's the most challenging. But yeah, if you guys want a part 2, a part 3, we have questions for days, mama. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We love you guys so much. Thank you again for all the support you guys show us and all the love you constantly show us on every platform, on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Like I can't even tell you how much it means to me personally, especially because it's like there's days where I'm so fragile, so when I see comments, it like instantly makes me feel like just so comforted. And I just want to tell you guys, like, thank you so much. I definitely feel that you guys are my friends, especially like if we've ever had to run to Target or something. And everyone that we meet has always been so nice and so respectful. Like Chevy's always like covered, and no one ever asked like, oh, can I see him or whatever,
Take a picture with him.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing. I saw a comment was like, oh, how if you've seen people out, like, are they asking to take photos and stuff? And everyone's been so kind and very respectful, so we're very grateful, and we love you guys so much. But now that we filmed this one, I'm gonna touch base with our midwives, and hopefully we can schedule to film that one soon. But until then, we love you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, is it funny? Is it funny, you silly boy? Hey, is it funny? Hey, silly boy. Hey, your cute little Mickey outfit.